If you woke up thinking the AI world might chill out for a minute, nope. Today we've got a $100 billion valuation, a new Nvidia chip aimed at China, Intel getting a surprise $2 billion lifeline, OpenAI rolling out its cheapest paid plan in India, and a poll showing a ton of Americans worried about AI taking jobs. Okay, I'm breaking it all down so your grandma, your boss, and your inner nerd all get it at the same time. Before we dive in, quick favor here, okay? A lot of y'all watching forget to subscribe. My subscribers have been going up, so I see y'all listening, but it really helps me out, y'all. So if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button and tap that like, okay? Thank you. Let's start with the jaw dropper, Databricks. Yes, the data and AI platform a lot of companies quietly run on. It just got valued at over $100 billion in a fresh fundraise. Okay, so to translate, investors are betting that the plumbing of the AI era, your data pipelines, your training sets, your governance tools, is where the real money is. Okay, think of AI like a restaurant. Okay, the model is the chef, but Databricks is the kitchen layout, the pantry, and the health code list. Okay, if the kitchen scales, the whole restaurant scales. Okay, today's number says Wall Street believes that the kitchen is about to be slammed with orders for years. All right, let's swing from kitchens to chips. All right, Nvidia is reportedly building a new China-specific AI processor based on its latest Blackwell design. The code name floating around is B30A. Okay, here's the plain English version of all that. Imagine a race car that's tuned to pass emissions in one country, but still goes really, really fast. That's this chip. Okay, it's said to be more powerful than the current H20 that Nvidia can sell in China, with first samples possibly as soon as next month. Why does this matter? Because U.S. export rules limit how advanced these chips can be. Nvidia is trying to thread the needle, staying within the rules while keeping China's developers inside the Nvidia software ecosystem. Okay? The bigger plot twist is that last week, the U.S. opened the door a crack to slightly more capable chips, but approval's not guaranteed, right? Translation, geopolitics is now a product spec, all right? Speaking of plot twists, Intel just found a lifeline. SoftBank, yes, the same SoftBank backing massive AI infrastructure projects, agreed to invest $2 billion in Intel, becoming a top 10 shareholder, right? Think of this like a veteran player getting a new coach who now believes that there's still a championship in the tank, all right? Intel's been struggling to compete in the hottest parts of AI, but this buy-in gives them cash, credibility, and optionality as they retool their manufacturing and product strategy. All right, for you and I, that means more competition against Nvidia and AMD down the road, which could affect price, innovation speed, and who wins the data center of the future. All right. Now, let's zoom out for, that's delicious. Let's zoom out for a second and talk access. Okay, OpenAI just launched its cheapest paid plan in India, about $4.57 a month, called GPT Go. Why India, you say? Nearly a billion internet users and a price-sensitive market. Okay, that's why. What you get for that fee is higher message limits, more images, and faster replies compared to the free tier. Okay, if you're new to this, think of message limits like your monthly text allowance back in the day. Okay, more messages equals more chances to get work done. All right, strategically, this is OpenAI putting down deep roots in what could become its biggest user base. Right? If you sell digital products or services, read that again. A flood of new users leveling up their AI tools changes the market for everyone. All right. Now, quick temperature check on public sentiment. A fresh Reuters Ipsos poll says that many Americans are anxious that AI could permanently replace their jobs. Let's unpack that calmly. When people hear AI, they often picture robots grabbing a hard hat, right? But most near-term disruption looks like task replacement, not job deletion. For example, an AI that drafts customer emails doesn't eliminate customer support. It speeds the first draft, and a human handles the tricky stuff, right? Still, if you're a policymaker or a CEO, today's numbers are warning light, right? Invest in training, invest in guardrails and fair transitions, not just shiny demos, okay? Smooth transition into safety. All right, let's just, okay? Because this one is wild. Anthropic, makers of Claude, rolled out behavior where some models will actually end the conversation if the user becomes aggressively harmful or abusive. No, the model isn't hurt per se. The idea is to prevent cascading harmful interactions and keep the system within safety bounds, okay? Think of it like a teacher calmly closing a classroom discussion when it's gone off the rails. All right, for everyday users, it means fewer toxic spirals. All right, for researchers, it's a real-world test of agentic safety behavior. Systems making limited rule-following choices to protect outcomes. And yes, that is controversial, but it is also where safety research is headed, okay? All right. Now, back to the headlines, okay? With some decoder ring moments. When you hear Blackwell architecture, that's Nvidia's newest blueprint for building their fastest chips, okay? Imagine the blueprint for a skyscraper. Blackwell tells you where the steel beams, elevators, and power lines go so that the whole thing stands tall under insane load. All right. You'll also hear terms like single die versus dual die. A die is the slice of silicone where the chip lives. Okay. Single die is like one big pizza. Dual die is two pieces stitched together. Okay. Two pieces can feed more people, but introduce complexity in the slice to slice communication. That makes sense? Okay. That's why you will also hear NVLink, Nvidia's super fast highway so chips can talk to each other without traffic jams. If that connection gets faster and cheaper, everything from training chatbots to generating videos gets snappier. Okay? Energy check. Everywhere I go, someone asks, will AI crash the grid? Today, experts were debating in Aspen whether AI's power demand is a brand new crisis or just the next chapter after past electricity booms. Okay, here's the truth. AI's appetite is real, but we've been here before with data centers. We've been here before with crypto and streaming. The difference now is scale and speed, right? The practical takeaways for cities and companies is the same. Lock in long-term energy strategies. Think renewables, nuclear, and efficiency tech so that you're not paying surge pricing on the future, okay? And last one for the lab nerds, all right? Researchers are experimenting with magnetic spin wave networks that process information using way less energy than today's electronics. Picture ripples moving across a pond, right? Those ripples can carry information. If this becomes practical, we could see AI hardware that's cooler, smaller, and way more efficient. It's early stage, but it points to a world where we don't just scale more servers. We literally change the physics of how we compute, right? All right, so let's zoom out. Today's series of moves: Nvidia tuning chips for geopolitical limits, Intel getting capital to fight again, Databricks grabbing a monster valuation, OpenAI going mass market in India, and users sounding alarms about jobs. All adds up to one message. AI isn't just a single company or a single breakthrough. It's an ecosystem fight. Chips, data, energy, safety, and trust. Okay? All moving at once. Your edge is knowing where those pieces connect. Okay? Thanks for tuning in to Applewhite Intel. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right? Like and share this with a friend who needs to know what's coming. And here's my question for you today, right? If you had a personal AI team for one part of your life, work, health, or creativity, which would you choose first and why? Till next time, y'all. Peace.